scale.
That's a non-thing. That's equal marks. I'll bet you all. No more than that.
No,
Better my dog. It's a cute. I will not. Tell them they're more than one, they just don't know. People, I remind you, so when they catch it when it's right, he's just not here all the time. He wants to see it right.
Yeah, I figured.
So, and if we didn't do something, yeah, we kind of want to do it right away anyway, but at least we'll know, at least we'll know what we're doing. So, yeah, you won't put that in. We all have phone calls before they have. You get, yeah. If you don't do it, then won't, right? I heard that. Don't lie. It ain't like.
Saying that put 8 cars on board. It's good, because I do this before.
He told me that about her, we're getting this long, yeah, I was like, oh, I like that. I always like.
I'd like to call the regular meeting of the North Huntington Township Board of Commissioners for Wednesday, January 18, 2017, at 7 p.m. to order. Roll call, Manager Shepard.
Commissioner Harold. Here. Commissioner Hines. Commissioner Bertani.
Here.
Commissioner Gray.
Here.
Commissioner Facenda.
Here.
Commissioner Casera.
Here.
And Commissioner Martino.
Here. Everybody please rise to the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the oath of prayer by Pastor Nate Atno from Church of Nazareth.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh God, we thank you for this day that you've made. Oh, we thank you for each one gathered here in this space tonight. We thank you for those who serve and those who lead. And Father, give them wisdom and discernment in all that they do in this time. And Father, and all that goes on in this city, in this town, God, that you would just watch over and keep us safe. Guide us and lead us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Is there any citizens who would like to speak tonight, please sign the book at the podium. Let the record show there are no citizens input tonight. Let's continue on. Approval of minutes for the special meeting on December 15, 2016.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 6-0. Regular meeting for December 21st, 2016.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 6-0. Payment of bills.
I'll make a motion that we pay voucher number
73541 through voucher number 73617.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 6-0. Staff reports. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Elbert? Mr. Elbert, you have anything for the commissioner?
I have nothing to add, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Parks and Recreation report. Anybody have any questions for Dan Miller?
No questions, but Dan, I've seen Facebook and all about Norwin, and that seems like he's did a nice job this year on the, and then John sent something out on the dance tickets, so, good work.
Thank you, Commissioner Casera. It was certainly a team effort from the Recreation Advisory Board planning and then to John and the administrative staff with the help of the implementation. So certainly was a team effort. Thank you.
I also want to echo the same thing that Commissioner Casera said. We recognize that there may have been a problem last year or the past couple of years with ticket sales. You guys did some brainstorming. I want to thank John and his staff, and I know John was even here, and you did a great job. That was some real teamwork there, so I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I would just like to add, we have about 30 tickets left, I think, at the end of the day today, which we were surprised. We had 500 for sale. There's a handful left, so if anybody's still interested in purchasing them in the past, I think it's been sold out there in the last few years, so just a handful.
So
I put it on our webpage so people are aware.
So I didn't need to be here at 6:40.
You did, but you never know.
Appreciate you getting up early.
No, I just want to build on what the other guys just said. Dan, I was here at 6:45. We have to talk to some of the folks who stand out there online. It was well thought out, well planned, well organized, and well executed. My hat's off to you and your team you had here. Very, very well executed.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Dan, you have anything else for the commissioners?
Nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Police report. Anybody have any questions for Lieutenant Williamski? Rob, you have anything for Commissioner? Thank you, sir. Emergency management report. Everybody got an extra addition to their report. Anybody have any questions for Chief Congo? No. Planning and engineering report. Mr. Blanco. Fire official report. Any questions?
Yep.
Planning and zoning. Subdivision land development application report. Mr. Blanco.
There are two resolutions for you tonight. The first one is Resolution 1 of 2017 concerning Site Plan 1 of 2017 and Subdivision 1 of 2017, the National Tire and Battery Site Plan and Lot Consolidation on Route 30 at 9160, as recommended for approval with 5 conditions and 1 modification that's been requested.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 6-0.
Thank you. And the second one is Resolution 2 of 2017 to reapprove Site Plan 6 of 2015 and Subdivision 11 of 2015 for the Cleveland Price East Warehouse Site Plan and Lot Consolidation. The approval of it was executed back in September of 2015, has expired, and the plan is to not get recorded within 90 days.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 6-0.
And that is all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Blanco. Solicitor's report, Mr. Alexander.
Action item just one.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Township manager report, Mr. Shepherd.
Thank you. First item is action to approve the December check register.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 6-0.
Item 2 is the budget report, December 2016, which is our year-end. As you know, I'll be giving you a very detailed financial analysis within the next few weeks. But if you've looked at those reports, you can see we had a very good year financially. When you look at the balances in the general fund, which is our primary account, so that went very well. More detailed report to come. Item 3 is action to approve the sale of property identified as parcel number 107 on Lilac Street. in accordance with the December 20th, 2016 letter from the Westmoreland County Tax Claim Bureau.
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion.
Just for the record, this is routine provision that the county does to sell these properties, and we do not have any liens on this property at all.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 6-0.
Item 4 is action to appoint Tom Kerber to a 4-year term on the Planning Commission.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 6-0.
Item 5 is action to appoint Joseph Ditkin Sr. to a 4-year term on the Planning Commission.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 6-0.
Item 6 is action to appoint Wayne Wasowich to a 5-year term on the Zoning Hearing Board.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 6-0.
Item number 7 is action to appoint Susan Casper to a 6-year term on the Civil Service Commission.
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 6-0.
Item 8 is action to appoint Rod Stewart to a 3-year term on the Educational Service Agency.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 6-0.
Item number 9 is action to appoint William Miller to a 5-year term on the North Huntington Township Municipal Authority.
Motion to approve.
Second. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 6-0.
Item 10 is action to appoint Charles Denning Jr. to fulfill the unexpired term on the North Huntington Township Municipal Authority.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
Just for clarification, that term expires December 31st of this year, 2017.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 6-0.
Item 11 is action to appoint Herman Sieber to the Vacancy Board.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 6-0.
Item number 12 is action to approve the labor contract between the Township and ASME beginning January 1st, 2017, ending on December 31st, 2021. Before the motion is made, I would like to clarify from the board, at our last meeting we had, the special meeting, earlier this month we scheduled to discuss the labor contract. There was one outstanding item. It was language related to an emergency that would occur in the township. The contract that the board is considering tonight is in accordance with what was discussed that evening. It was and I'll want to say, so for the board's knowledge, and they're familiar with this, it's the provision that we talked about without the final 2 sentences in the paragraph. And if you recall that night when we discussed it, those were the sentences that the board wanted to delete from the proposed language. So when you're voting tonight, that's what the union is also going to vote on. Actually, probably right now or right around this time. So just for clarity, and for the folks in the audience that were going to be following it, that's what you're voting on.
John, that's retroactive back to,
Yeah, the way this motion is written, it's a retro to January 1st. So there's no break in time.
okay, thank you.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, 6-0.
Item number 13 is a discussion item that's concerning the fire hydrant tax. And I sent the board a memo concerning this, and it's a relatively minor item, but it's still something that we'd like the board to consider. And I'll just go over it briefly for the folks that are here in the audience. As I mentioned, the fire hydrant tax ordinance was adopted in the mid-1980s, and it was to deal with costs associated with fire hydrants. As you know, we receive, for every fire hydrant in North Huntington Township, we receive a bill of $50 a year from the Water Authority, primarily the Water Authority of Westmoreland County, but also a few from Wilkinsburg Penn Joint Water Authority. And that's for them to service the hydrants. And we have a fire hydrant tax, and we pass that along to the residents to pay for that service, for the fire hydrant. What we're proposing, and this recommendation came from Shelley Buchanan, our tax collector, and I agree with her. She is proposing that any assessment of less than $1 for this tax not be assessed. And the reason for that is just the administrative cost of postage, mailing, record keeping. We're spending probably more than $1 to collect $1. And the thought is it's such a minimal amount of money that it doesn't make sense to collect it. I did discuss this with Bruce Dice. Bruce isn't here tonight, but Bruce had no problem with that exemption. He's familiar with ordinances like that, as long as, of course, we revised the ordinance to make it clear we weren't collecting that. For reference, I did give you this. We have 2,685 tax assessments of less than $1 in North Huntington. They are assessed at $1,434. So if you just do the math on that, they're about 50 cents a piece, maybe slightly more than 50 cents a piece. Again, as you know, we reduced the assessment in this tax. It was last year we reduced it because the fund's been overfunded for years. We cut the tax in half. I don't think it's going to be substantial to us, and I think from her perspective, it's just going to be much more, much more efficient. She certainly talks to many taxpayers that come in and kind of question, why we're sending out a bill, for 48 cents, and we're spending that on a stamp. So, open for discussion. If the board will want to move forward with this, then we would prepare the necessary ordinance. It'll be very brief. It'll just basically say that we're going to exempt those properties with an assessment of less than $1.
I say we move forward.
I agree. Makes sense.
Okay, so we'll do that, and we'll prepare that, and with Bruce's office, with Craig, and we'll bring that back to you in February. That sounds like it's pretty certain, so I'll probably give Shelley the nod that it looks like this is going to be possible and probable, and she'll get her assessments ready for this year with that in mind. And I think I have one additional item. Let me just flip back. The last item is the 2017 milling and resurfacing program. I did send the board out a revision on that, and I just wanted to make sure after I sent it, there's no additional concern for discussion. We recommended a slight change to the program because of WWMA using some of the bridge, part of Bridge Street and also Dawn Drive. So the plan is to move some alternates into the base bid, and then we'll just have one alternate, which is MAC. I think it's MAC. Mark, sorry? Mark, I apologize, Mark. So that's the plan. If there's no concerns with that, we're going to advertise that, and Bob Robinson will have that. He was originally planning on February. He's going to have it ready for March. It's taking him a little more time to get the bid information in place for the parking lot out at Indian Lake, the rear parking lot. So just wanted to make sure there were no questions on that, because the board approved that entire program and hated to change it, but it did make sense to pave those roads if they're going to get used. Okay. That's it for me. Thank you.
Exactly. Any further board comments?
I have one thing. I'd like to thank Representative Dunbar and Commissioner Facenda for getting the speed limit changed up in school zone before the school. Him and Commissioner Facenda and I both share that area, but that's been an ongoing thing, and he did all the legwork. So I'd like to thank Commissioner Facenda and Representative Dunbar for their help. So.
In conjunction with that, Commissioner Harrell, I would like to thank Morris Avenue resident Tom Arendis, who's been leading a move to reduce the speed limit for 9 years. I want to thank Mr. Arendis for his dedication and efforts to make his community a safer place. Thank you.
No other board comments, announcements?
Just one tonight, and we have a few that are not going to read only because we've heard them in the past about Christmas tree recycling. I mentioned earlier the Mardi Gras ball we're having. We have some tickets left. But the annual event we do have that is very popular in North Huntington is the AARP Tax Aid. And that will be available starting February 2nd here at the Townhouse every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. So that'll go, I believe, all the way until right around tax day in April. So again, that's the annual AARP Tax Aid, starting February 2nd.
Thank you, John. One more?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Discussion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Meeting adjourned. It's If I did that, yeah.
If we're a break, that's
I know, I'm right there, and I'm driving up here.
All right, don't forget to bring a ticket.
Because then they want to charge. Everybody is.